And welcome to another review for TCPII's model making. This is Tom, and you're going to see me a little bit at a different location today. Let me go ahead and pan out. You can see that I'm actually downstairs, and by looking out the window, it is raining just a little bit here in what's normally in southern, or sunny I should say, California. More specifically northern, out in the Sacramento area. It's August, or I should say it's September. Was it the 20th today? Sounds about right. Anyways, 20th, 21st, it's Saturday. Either way, I'm not at work, so I'm a happy camper. But yes, it is raining outside, and I was supposed to have my carpet installed in my one bedroom upstairs, which would have allowed me to have gone ahead and moved everything into the spare bedroom for building of my models. But for right now, I'm still downstairs, but I did manage to go ahead and pull out one of the tables that I have here. And this little puppy here, this puppy will go ahead and supposedly hold up to 1,000 pounds. It's very nicely made. So I look forward to having a lot of heavy duty stuff on it. Not just my Dremel drill press and my heater over there to go ahead and shrink the heat tubes, or the shrink tubes, as well as my helping hands and my visor and whatnot. So anyways, what do we have here this time? We have the flying sub out again. Why the flying sub, you might ask? Well, you might remember I talked when I initially did the review that I was going to be getting parts from a gentleman by the name of Gil Hernandez at Just an Illusion. Anyways, guess what? I got the parts in this week. So I'm so looking forward to doing this review. Thank you so much, Gil. And let me go ahead and open up these bags, and we'll be back momentarily. So hold on, everyone. Alright, we are back again with the flying sub. But now we get to go ahead and compare some parts from Gil Hernandez at Just an Illusion versus the original parts that came in the kit. Now, first thing I'm going to do is let's take a look at the supplied flooring. As you can see, there's not much there too. It's just solid plastic. Believe it or not, this area up here that we can't really see any detail on, it's supposed to be the dashboard area that has the monitors and whatnot. On the flying sub, there were 3 panels here, if you will, on the floor that glowed in a yellow. The center area was the same shape, but it was the hatch to the bottom escape hatch. So that way they could go ahead and put on their scuba gear and go swimming away. Now, let's take a look at what Gil has supplied us with. Now, it's a resin piece. Remember what I was saying a moment ago about those 4 spots? Well, here they are. This was the center area for the hatch to get through. These were the lighted areas. And look at that, a dashboard. It's actually got some monitor spaces there, so I might be able to go ahead and create something there that'll go ahead and be usable. So I realize that this monitor, and I can see it just a little bit on the monitor panel here, but you can see a little bit of some raised areas for monitors to be on there. But he also includes, if we take a look over here, the clear pieces to go ahead and go underneath. They are textured, so it can go ahead, oops, I don't know if you can see it that well, but they are textured, so you can go ahead and have that relief look, kind of dirtied up a little bit so you can see the details. And one of the things he does include, you do not have to use LEDs on this one to go ahead and light up that bottom area. He includes a nice little light panel. I mean, that thing is thin. and I'll go ahead and I'll hook it up here shortly. I've got unfortunately my 9-volt battery that I've got is dead, because he does give you a 9-volt connector that clips into the light display. So, but I brought in my dead 9-volt, so that way I knew which end was positive and which one was negative. So that way I could go ahead and use my constant 9-volt, or use my constant DC power supply, and I'll set it for 9-volt before I go ahead and connect it up here. So that's that one part. Let's continue on. Here is the top hatch versus their top hatch. It allows better for the escape hatch there, or the entry hatch. Still go ahead and use the circular hatch release to go ahead and open it, but it's a vastly better looking piece to go ahead and go on there, as you can see, than what the original one was. Continuing on, Gil does supply us with a couple of forward mounted lights for the floodlights there at the front of the model, as you can see there on either side of the windows. He also goes ahead and supplies us with, well, let's take a look here at the old tree. Here we've got the old door that leads out into the engine compartment. Pretty plain Jane, not accurate, because this particular door, the bulkhead that it was on was behind a entrance, if you want to call it that, an archway, to get to it. So what does Gil have for us? He has the entrance for us right here, and then he's got the bulkhead behind it that the door goes on. And again, it uses the included circular piece to go ahead and open the door, which, not a problem, definitely much more accurate. Let's then take a look at the bunk. Here's the bunk, and you might recall I was kind of happy with the bunk because it included things like the steps, it has the area to go ahead and sleep in it, and it has this compartment. Now, here's Gil's bunk. It has the bunk area, and matter of fact, let me put that down real quick. Here's the bed, and it's even got a nice little built-in pillow there. Aw, isn't that cute? Anyways, so it's got the same setup as far as the bed is concerned. But this one has an open compartment area here for the scuba gear, which I do recall them pulling out scuba gear in the Flying Sub on more than one, or at least one time. I seem to remember the Admiral and I want to say his name was Kowalski? And maybe incorrect on the names, but the two of them got geared up in scuba gear, so they had to store it somewhere. So there is a storage area here, and he supplies us, of course, with the resin piece to go ahead and hold it. So I may have to go ahead and make myself a 1/60th scale scuba tank or two. Maybe some fins, maybe a snorkel or goggles of some type. Now, here's the one piece that really tore me up. This piece that you're seeing right here was supposed to be the fusion wall. Remember what I said about it not looking anything like it? Fusion wall had 11 holes that you could go ahead and see multicolored lights through and whatnot. Well, da-da-da-da! Gil, you're a godsend. Here I am holding it up to the light from the outside. You could definitely see the holes. This looks like the fusion wall. I don't necessarily know if it's quite that tall, you know, on the actual set or not, but the fact that it is there, it's got the holes in it. I can go ahead and put some RGBs behind this to go ahead and light it up. I mean, this is going to look great. So I'll probably, and I'll see about talking with Gil, see if he's got something already, or I'll go to another vendor if necessary. But Gil has done me so great on this. that I'm going to go ahead and talk with him first before I go ahead and do that. And we also have an additional panel here. I'm not quite sure where that one goes yet, but looking at this, and it looks like he gives us an engine compartment area. So looking at all this, I would say that this is fantastic. It definitely does do what I want it to do. Gil, just an illusion. Gil Hernandez, thumbs up to you, man. I have to go ahead and give you major compliments for what I see here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I go ahead and get the light panel ready to go ahead and come online, so that way you can take a look at it. So let me go ahead and hook this puppy up. Be back in a moment. Alright, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this guy here a little bit. I've gone ahead and set up the flooring, kind of how you'd see it. Now I do go ahead and I've got it weighted down a little bit because it's just a little bit on the warp side. And I put the inserts to the flooring on, so that way you can kind of take a look, see how it would look. I've got the power supply ready to turn on, so let's come over here, and if we're ready to go ahead and turn the puppy on, it's powered up. Yes, I did go ahead and preset it for 8.9, so it's just under 9 volts actually. So, following the line, here to the connector, there's the unit that goes ahead and gets taped down. Following the wire, there's the dead 9 volt. You can go ahead, and let me go ahead and shut this off real quick. You can see it now without the power going into it. You can see it now with the power going to it. Now granted, there's a lot of extra ambient lighting here. And let me go ahead and turn that off actually. So that way you can go ahead and see this better perhaps. Yeah, that seems to show up better. There's lighting, of course, coming in from the outside, so actually let me go ahead and try blocking that a little bit more. Okay, so there's with the outside not blocked, and here's with it blocked here. That actually looks pretty good. I like the way that looks. So, Gil, my friend, kudos to you. I love that light panel. I will definitely be talking about getting another one from you when I eventually do, like the Galileo. Because let's face it, to go ahead and do a lighting strip just wouldn't, it'd take up too much room, I think, in the ceiling. Be one thing to go ahead and put a little, boxing around it, because the light did have some type of cage around it. But, to go ahead and put in a LED strip and whatnot, it would just be a little bit too thick. Whereas that light panel there, let's face it, that panel is just ultra small. That is thin. What is that? Maybe a couple of hairs in thickness? That's just absolutely fantastic. So, let me go ahead and turn that off. And, okay, now it's off. So, yeah, kudos. Okay, so if people are wanting to go ahead and do a monogram flying sub, go ahead and by all means contact Gil Hernandez. He's got other Irwin Allen supplies on his site. And I will go ahead and put a link up, probably somewhere on this page as you are watching the video. So go ahead and type in the URL that you will see, and or contact Gil Hernandez at the AOL email address that I am going to provide also. So, go ahead, contact him. He is a nice gentleman. I actually spent some time talking with him on the phone, He's got many years of experience, and he's also a model builder as well as a producer of fine parts for models. So again, Gil Hernandez, just an illusion. Major kudos, my friend. Major kudos. I have nothing but praise for you, my friend. So, till next time, people. This is Tom. Happy modeling. Good rainy day from Northern California. I might go ahead and take a jump in the pool anyways, despite the rain. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.